Okay, so welcome to part 2 of the solution. So it says express this fraction as a percentage. Now, we know the percentages are out of, that is the wrong pen. There we are. We know that percentages are out of 100, so we need to make our denominator 100. So to get from 20 to 100, we're going to have to times that by 5, aren't we? Okay. Now with fractions, we're going to do the same to the top as the bottom. So we're going to times that by 5 as well. So then we would have 5 over 100. And once it's over 100, we can just take our numerator as the percentage. Okay, so the answer to this one would simply be 5%. So for the next one, we need the 10th square number. So if we want the 10th square number, we can just find the square of 10. So 10 squared would equal 100. Okay, so 100 is the 10th square number. And then next one up, we want the first prime number. And the first prime number is 2, so that would be the first prime number because that's the first number that only has itself and 1 as its factors. Okay, so next up it says find 5%. It says find 5% of £940. So in order to do this, we're going to find 10% and then we're going to halve it. Okay, so to find 10% of it, we're just going to divide it by 10. I don't know why it does that. So we're going to divide it by 10. So 10% would equal £94, and then 5% would just be half of that. Okay, so let's half 90, we'd get 45, and we half 4, we get 2. Okay, so we'd have 47. So it would be £47 would be our 5% of 940. Now this time we want to find 35% of 520. So we're going to find 10% again. So 10% of that would be 52 because we're dividing it by 10. And then we can times that by 3 to get 30%. So if I times 52 by 3, I'm going to get 156. So now I know that 30% equals 156, but I want 35%, so I still need to find 5% and add it to that. So if I knew that 10% was 52, I'm just going to half that £52, so I'd know that 5% was 16. Nope, that's clearly not right. It was 26. It was £26. So now I've got my 30%, I just need to add my 5%, which is £26. So I just need to do 156, add my 26, which would equal, we can just do this together, so it would equal 12, and then 8, and then 1. Okay, so you should have £182 as your answer. Okay then, so the last ones are back to kind of the area and the circumference of a circle. So we know that to find the area of a circle, you have to follow the formula pi r squared. So this tells us to calculate the area of a circle with a diameter of 20 centimetres, and it wants us to leave our answer in pi. Now the radius is half the diameter, okay, so I know that I would have pi times, my radius is 10 squared. Now that's not in its fully simplest form, is it? Because I can do 10 squared, because 10 squared is 100, and then I've got my pi. Okay, but I know it's in centimetres, okay, so it would be centimetres, but it's the area, so it would be a pi, so 100 pi centimetres squared. Okay, we need to make sure we do have that final bit there. So then it says calculate the circumference of a circle with radius 12 centimetres, and again we're going to leave our answer in terms of pi. So we know that the formula for finding the circumference of a circle is pi times the diameter. Now we've been given the radius, which is half the diameter, so I'm going to need to double this. Okay, so it would be pi times 24. Now the circumference is not in centimetres squared, it would just be in centimetres because it's not an area. Okay, so the final answer to that one would be pi 24 centimetres. So that's all 20 questions done, so give yourself a mark out of 20 and well done.